Hello everyone, this is Nikki Yu, also known as Physis Trader, and you are watching the Awesome 10X channel live for the Philippine market updates. It's July 14, 2020, and let me give you a brief background of what happened in your Philippine markets. So the Philippine markets is down 6,172. It looks unchanged, but in reality, there's a lot of reds that happened for the day despite a few greens. So on a happy note, pure gold did shine through. It's 48 pesos, up 3%. Your Ayala land is 33.50, 3%. Your SSI is 3.5%, up 117. Your BDO is trying to stay afloat, 1% up. SM Prime, 1% up. Your pizza, Shakey's Pizza, is 1% up. But a majority of your market is actually down big. Let's take a look on your index. For the last few days, your market valuation has been really pathetic at about 4 to 5 billion pesos. It's been trading less than 5 billion or less than $100 million every day. And we are seeing that most of the sell-off due to the liquidity problems is causing more downside. So you could see PSEI is down. Although there was a material rally at the end of the day, you could see that most of the shares were falling with only a few shares in the property and holding space carrying the market. You're seeing that the Philippines has more decliners, 126 decliners, 87 advancers. You've got a lot of selling. Today it's down 60 million. Your Bloomberry is BPI, your MPI, 4%, 4%. So you've got a majority down. And your only winners are a few. Ayala Land, Pure Gold, these are your winners. Your Ayala Corp is up 2%. Let's review your charts for the day. But there's a lot of breakdowns happening too. So let's see your stats and then your stock indices. So let's go there. Your most active for the day, it's mostly going to the downside. For those who are playing mga Merry Mark and AppV, it's been a really red day for them for the last few days. And notwithstanding, a lot of your speculative stocks have been falling really, really bad. So you're seeing Merry Mark is 10% down to 265. You've got 160 million volume there. Your Wholesome 7% down. Your GMA 7 is down 13%. So everything that was gained in just Monday is all sold down on Tuesday. So there was no gain left for anyone who didn't sell on Monday. So it was really a sell on the news. Your MRC is up 50%. So some people are trading so you could see that speculative, the Philippine market only has a lot of speculative issues. Majority is in the red with the majority being sold down. Your BPI is 4% down, now it's 71.3. Your PLDT, although 1,380, very slight fall at 1%. At least it's still above 1.3. But you could see that a lot of people might be also taking profit near that 1.4 area. You're seeing Meralco go down 3%. Your Now Telecoms are now down 10%, 2.18. Your URC is down slightly, 1%, 124.5. Dito is 2.9, 5% down. You've got a lot of selling. What's this? MB is down 21%. What a ton of value traded there on a sell-off, 21% down. So we're seeing a lot of sell-offs in the market, and these sell-offs are sell any price. We're seeing that Manila Water can't go back to 15. Now it's 13.7. Take a look whether there will be buyers below 13 or even 12. But definitely, it looks like we have so many losers with new lows and breakdowns that we are seeing potential, a lot of selling on strength if we ever go up. And we have more losers, definitely more losers than gainers. Now, what are the gainers? Very few. Yes, MRC went up 50%. So the thing about these is that even if they go up tomorrow, it's like a touch taya game. It's a touch taya game wherein if you fail to sell tomorrow or if you fail to find a greater fool in the next few days, then you're probably the last patsy out. So I mean, it can go ceiling in the next 3 days, and people might feel left out. But it can also go the other way around. So it's really a more of a red and white type of trading. You could see that's happening to your MRC and TBGI, both up 50% with a lot of trades, meaning there's a lot of gamblers in the Philippine markets trading those names. Say the same as well for these very small issues, now trading 36 million for a med. So really in the market, this looks like a speculative market, and with very speculative issues going to the top gainers, that is not a sign of a healthy market. It's a sign of a very weak market. The volumes are bad. I mean, I'm not sugarcoating, the charts are bad. So let us go to the charts. Let's go to each chart one by one. So, of course, let's go first for your PSEI. We had a reversal in US. So we will say that there was a strong reversal move, a lot of profit taking happening in US. And the sad part here is that the Philippines never joined the rally, and we will participate on the downside. That's the sad part here. So the Philippines never really enjoyed much of a rally. Yes, 6.5, you could say that is significant, nothing significant compared to the ones that happened abroad. Now, once you see these numbers, sure, it's still trading at 6.1, 6.2, but with the way the broad market trades are happening, we could see a lot of downside. Let's see what's happening one by one. So your PSEI, let's take a look first on your holdings. SM still steady, Ayala Corp still steady, JGS still steady. But your weak ones here are your AGIs, looks to go to the new lows. LTG, not yet new low. Your GT cap, still steady at 450. Your MPI, steadying here at about $3. You've got resistance at about 4. So what are the other, of course, conglomerates? Okay, let's put your Costco Capital on the watch. First Philippine Holdings on the watch. So there. Let's take a look at your miners. So what's happening? So gold actually is strong. Gold mining APX still intact on your trends, but take a look what happens on your 110 area, even as gold is 1800. Now, yes, the electric beneficiaries have already sold down abroad, and so we are seeing that Nickel Asia could fall back to about 180 if the market will continually sell off worldwide. So this is sad because it never even reached as high as 260, only reached as high as 230. Nevertheless, these uptrends will remain intact. So any drops to 180 to 190, take a look at that. Now, the banks are a sad tale. It's been just going down. You could see BDO never had a support, so didn't get support at 98. It had to go support all the way down to maybe this 87, 88 level. So far, it's teetering in the point of nowhere near 91, 92. Could be a higher low there, but not as strong. You could see that it's still weak. Your Metro Bank is still weak, but you could see that downside is quite low here at 33. Some people might choose to buy low, but then again, there's no momentum in your financials so far. What's happening in your properties? Let's take a look at your Ayala Land, your SM Prime. So after Ayala Land getting sold down the past few weeks, you could see that it got supported at 31 and 32. This is the first rally up. However, with the overall market probably going down, then take a look whether Ayala Land has leeway to go down to 30. But even if it rallies, you've got these resistances at 36 to 38. SM Prime, take a look. Okay, so SM Prime is going nowhere. You could see not really volatile, so it's just really been sleeping there. On the good names, at least like Pure Gold rallied high. Pure Gold is at 48, so it is trying to break that 48 level. One of the few names that actually is getting bought by the market. There are a lot of losers. You could see these are the losers. Green, breakdown from 180 straight downward. A lot of people are speculating before on their AbbVies and their what's that? Their Mary Marts. Take a look what happened. So after hitting 60, then fell to 30, now 50% lower again at 17. So although we haven't seen a capitulation, your IPO here was $10. So we are seeing back to the lows that it's never gone. It used to trade at 17, traded as high as 60. Now it's back to 17. So those who didn't get to sell at 60 will feel very, very bad. This is a second new low. We'll see whether tomorrow goes down to a new low. What happened to your Mary Mart? Okay, your Mary Mart is now at new lows. You could see that after that strong move, which is just a 3-day pop. So here, 1, 2, 3, the fourth was a big candle down. Sure, there was a rally for the suckers, but all the way down to about 265. So looks to be continuously downward from here. So be careful. Those who have it, you should respect your stops and trade carefully about these volatile names. Um, what's happening in the market is okay. Let's see what your strong ones are. Okay, we know that your Manila Water is strong. We know that some utility firms are strong. So let's take a look at that. Your Manila Water is also selling off. Let's see how it moves here at about 1260, back to that level of 1250. But you could see that the market has downside. So these are candles that are down ticks. Let's take a look. Of course, your Jollibee has resistance at 150. Downside moves could go as low as about 125 below. So you are seeing, of course, URC had a downside move from 150. Now it's 124. But there's quite limited downside for your URC. You've got support here at 115 and 120 should it collapse. What else is happening? Okay, some things. Okay, this is not moving, but renewable energy. So avoid this power, AEV. So at least AEV is strong. Your casinos are slightly getting sold down. So from about 8, you've got resistance at about 797 to 8. So it could fall down to 7. Watch out. This is also a breakdown. You could see Macro Asia broke that 6 mark. This is a definite breakdown today. So all the people who try to assume that the $6 mark, 6 peso mark was a support for Macro Asia got handed down with a loss. So this is a breakdown. So it could fall down lower to about 5. That also bodes badly to your Cebu Pacific. So although this hasn't broken 40 with Macro Asia leading to the downside, maybe this could go down to about 36 or 34. But then again, as you could see, this is a triple bottom happening out. So reversals take time. It's a very weak category in the Philippine market, but you could see that there are large ranges to be traded upon. These are one of your weakest. Of course, the restaurants are so weak. Maxis is trying to hit as low as your 450 levels already. Let's take a look whether it does go down there for your restaurant sector. Now, at least pizza isn't following the same problem of Maxis. Pizza is still steady at 6. However, with the peers at new lows, it could pass or not new lows, but retesting their prior lows. It's possible that weakness can persist in the entire overall industry, such that 547 might not be it's not impossible to retest those lows. So far, at least PLDT is strong, but Globe hasn't been reacting. So far, Globe has been trading here at about 2,080 and 2.1. We're not seeing any buyers, so we'll see whether we can get more volume. But if it falls down, you still got support at 1,900 and 2,000. So there's a lot of support at every 30 to 60 peso mark. We've got weakness. Of course, if you recall, Mrs. G used to be our top pick, but after their bad earnings here, a lot of people sold down. It never really recovered back. Every time there was a rally, back to 180 just gets sold down, rally, sold down. So it looks that this one is an illiquid name. We'll see if it goes back to about 140 or 120. It sure looks like it's being distributed from about 150 to 170. A lot of traps supplied there. What also happened is, so really a lot of weakness in the market. Your SSI is doing nothing there at about 112 to 120. Your, what else? So yeah, generally speaking, I'd say that there is not much happening in the Philippine market, and mostly to the downside. So you could see, okay, let's go to some properties, forgot to say. So your Mega World, let's take a look in your Mega World. At the very least, at least Mega World is staying above your 260 and above $3. However, this is what's problematic. You've got some resistance at 340. This is a lower high at 330. So we are seeing a potential seller with a lot of sellers actually with the market getting less liquid as time goes by. So the liquidity of the Philippine market is really a concern. And so I would say that less aggressiveness is maybe less aggressive. You might have been cutting some losses if you had to. It's not it's not something that we can avoid. But yeah, so it's been pretty weak. I would say that the market is pretty weak, and I do hope that the Philippine market could recover. But it's really about asset allocation. So if you have cash, you can be flexible. If it's gonna be weaker, and we see we have to like evaluate the charts individually. So there, very few winners. You've got your gold winner, PLDT winner, and a lot of losers. Thank you very much, guys. Bye bye.